What's going on, everybody? Ode Osbourne here, UFC Flyweights, and this is Gwaan Podcast. And if you don't know, Gwaan in Jamaica means what's up. So I have here UFC Bantam Weight, Vince Morales, and we got Invicta veteran, Shino VanHoose.
Hi, hello.
Hey, so Vince, man, Gwaan.
Yeah.
What's been up with you, Vince? Tell us what's going on, man.
Just chilling, dude. Living the Vegas life, training day in, day out. I literally just finished my last session over at the PI and headed right here, dude. Living the dream, getting ready for another big moment.
Bro, you fight so much. I feel like every time I see a fight card, it's like Vince Morales on the fight card. I'm like, dude, you fight so much. How is that? What's that like?
I honestly don't feel like I fight enough, dude. As much as I'm bugging like Jason and our cats over at Iridium, man, I think I'm just lucky. They're just like, you know what? Somebody wants to fight Vince, which I should maybe be offended by. Why does everybody want to fight me? What's going on here?
That's dope. And so Shino, I know you had a knee surgery recently. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I mean, I've been having knee issues for so long now, and it's just. I feel like whenever you have an injury, it's just never the same again, you know? So it's just been one thing after another, and it seems like this time around we have it under control, and it's been great. I've been able to train with to my full potential, and it's been really fun, and so.
Yeah, so does that ever get discouraging after a long time layoff and having to fight again? What's that like?
It's so funny that you say that, because I was literally just asked like, oh, when are you gonna fight again? And I told them, I mean, I plan to fight soon, but now I just have to make the call. But I'm like nervous now because I haven't fought in so long, and I'm like, it's always that question of, should I be coming back? Should I just call it good? Like, is that going to be a good idea to come back, especially after like back-to-back injuries and, problems and stuff. So that's always been like in the back of my mind, but it's just a matter of me now making the call to my manager and saying, okay, let's get something booked. Yeah. So I'm well aware of that, but now I just have to do it.
Yeah. And so you guys just recently got engaged, right?
Oh yeah,
that's
right.
Amazing, man. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate
that.
What's that like? Let me see that ring, Shino. Hold it up. Ooh, okay. That's gotta be awesome, though. You know what I mean? You guys have a great support system. Not only are you guys both fighters, but you guys are engaged. You guys live together. You guys get to support each other through the weight cut. Tell me what that's like a little bit.
I think for us, like it's something I've never experienced before, is like somebody so close to me actually fully understanding, and not just from an outside perspective, but from an inside perspective of going through all the same stuff that like it takes to really get us to those moments like a fight. Yeah, it's crazy. Like after a hard day, we can both go home and like just bounce ideas off each other, and just like more than just techniques. We can talk about mindsets and just life in general, and just the fact of that MMA's even brought us together in the way it did. Man, I don't know. I think about it often.
Are you gonna cry?
I might, dude. I might.
Well, and I feel like you're a good witness to that, because you hang out with us all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know if everybody knows, but
I mean,
we're like
they
great friends with Ode. He's like one of our best friends here. So he literally witnesses like kind of our dynamic and how easygoing we both are with everything. And then like even when Ode comes over, we're like, oh, did you see that fight? This and that. We're all just, the three of us, just talking about fights and techniques or whatever we did in practice or whatever. Like, it's
yeah,
like,
man. It's like you guys just have such a amazing relationship. You know what I mean? And
Thank you.
I'm so inspired by you, the both of you, because I see you guys all the time, and you guys have such great chemistry. And sometimes, every relationship has its struggles, and sometimes I know it's like difficult with one person's fighting and the other person doesn't understand, but you guys both understand the fighting game because you guys live it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you are both engaged and live together. So I think that is amazing, man.
I think it motivates us, like, not that we're never motivated to go train or anything, but I think it kind of helps us with that motivation of like, if one of us is tired, then the other is like, well, just, like, 3 hours, we got it. Like, we're good. Like, or vice versa. Like, if the other is tired and stuff, I think it just helps with all the aspects, you know, not just the fight camp or anything, but even just the day-to-day training. You know?
Yes. And Vince, I know you have a podcast of your own.
I do.
That you just recently. Actually, let me rewind. I actually just recently discovered it. You know, some friend, right? He didn't even tell me about this. I had to discover it on my own on Instagram. Like, what? This podcast has been out for how long now? And I'm just finding out about this. So what's the name of your podcast?
The podcast is Just Cuz. It's me and cousin Ricky Simone, and just chop and chop, dude. Just talking about a little bit of everything and all the nonsense in between it. Like, it's cool, man. It's been like a month and a half. We're still kind of working out the ins and outs of it, but I think we got something good with it. So we're doing like a giveaway once we get to 100 subscribers on our YouTube and stuff. We're making like a shirt with some caricatures and all this stuff. It's gonna be cool, man. I think we're gonna do a lot of cool stuff with this. I've been pretty excited about it.
Dude, that's dope. So you know I'm gonna make fun of you for your podcast name, Just Cuz. That's the name you came up with. Just Cuz. Shino, you guys are married now. So, you guys are engaged. So moving forward, it is your job to stop him from picking stupid names like Just Cuz.
You want to know what they were gonna? Well, no. You want to know? I'm gonna throw Ricky under the bus. You want to know what Ricky wanted to call it?
What?
Kissing Cousins.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot less stupid now.
You know what? I like Just Cuz. That's a great name. Just Cuz I love Just Cuz. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, dude, we call all the hardcore fans and supporters cousins.
I was like, Just Cuz? You might as well had called it like What If.
That's another good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's good.
I'm like, what inspired that name, Just Cuz?
Literally, me and Shino were driving back from a family trip to Boise, just visiting family and everything. And then, man, it's a long drive. It's like 10-hour drives from here to Vegas.
Yeah.
So, or from Vegas to there, anyways. On the way back, dude, I was just spouting off things, just trying to like fill my mind with stuff. And I was like, you know what? Just Cuz. I was like, we do it just cuz. We're cousins. It's perfect. We're going with it.
And so they spell cousins C-U-Z-Z.
Oh, okay. So that makes more sense.
Yeah.
You thought it was
Just Cuz. That makes
okay.
There it
Oh
is.
my gosh.
See, but you didn't explain that. You didn't explain that. How am I supposed to know? You didn't explain that. I'm like, Shino, you gotta make sure he doesn't come up with any ideas on his own without consulting you from here on out.
It was like part my idea too.
All right. Okay. To be fair,
Sounds better now.
Yes. Just cause. All right. It sounds better. I retract my original statement. Just cause with the cousins. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I get it. I'm completely.
What if?
What if?
Hey, my podcast is called Gwaan. So I mean,
what's up, dude? I like
what's
it.
Up? Look, what's up? People can be like, Gwaan. What Gwaan? I've heard people say it. Gwaan. No, Gwaan.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What made you go with the name, and what made you want to start the podcast?
Honestly, I thought it was just like everybody knows Jamaicans to say Wagwan,
Okay.
Wagwan, Wagwan.
Uh-huh.
Anytime you ask anybody, what do Jamaicans say? They're like Wagwan, Wagwan.
Okay.
But no one actually knows what it actually means. It's like, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Patois, Wagwan means what's going on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we put it Wagwan.
Uh-huh.
And what made me, I've always wanted to do podcasts because I was a sports anchor for
Shut up. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, dude.
All of high school. I went to college actually to become an anchor. And, you know, I had this stupid ass dream of becoming a UFC fighter in the midst. So I was like, nah, forget that. Hey, but it worked out. We're here now. But I've always wanted to be an anchor, but now I'm like, I don't forget being an anchor. I want to use my podcast to, you know what I mean, build and motivate, and you know what I mean, share others' lifestyle, and you know, bring people in and talk. And I don't want to be, I don't want to have a podcast where we're just asking random questions the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want it just to be chill where we can just have a conversation.
Well, that's what podcasts are for too.
Right,
You know?
but you see certain podcasts though, and they're like, so. What's your favorite color?
It's an interview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I hate those.
Yeah.
I hate those podcasts, man. It's like No, stop. So that's why, you know, we got some wine here for episode 1. We're busting it open, you know.
We love wine.
Cheers to episode 1, man.
Go.
Cheers.
I wouldn't want a better guest for my first episode
Thanks.
Let's go. Oh,
than the people that I bug the most.
You don't bug us.
Besides from the guy behind the camera, Travis over there, you know what I mean?
Hi there, what's going on, everyone? Just watching you, listening.
I bug Travis so much about random shit. But that's because Travis is the man, you know. I love Travis.
Thank you. Dude, every now and then when like we don't hear from you and like Saturday's coming up, we're all, where the hell is Ode?
Yeah, literally.
We start to get mad. We're like, what is Ode doing?
We always say,
I'm
like,
bugging Travis.
either me or Vince will be like, have you heard from Ode?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what's he doing? You know?
I've been doing so much random stuff lately. Like
Seems
honestly,
like it.
I've been really busy, and it's crazy because I always thought busy would be fight related, right?
Right.
But right now, I'm actually in between fighting where I don't have a fight schedule and I don't have anything. But this is the busiest I've been since I've been out here in Vegas.
Crazy.
That's good though.
It's so good. I love being
You're just
busy.
building your brand.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
I love it, man. Because it's like you just said, what can I accomplish from being in the UFC? That's the way I look at it. Because at the end of the day, for me personally, I love fighting and I want to be a champion. You know what I mean? But fighting also doesn't fulfill me in that way like teaching did. When I taught students, that fulfillment was like deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, how can I give back now? And now that I'm not teaching anymore, how can I take it to the next level and use this platform to inspire students, motivate students? Eventually, I want to bring my students on into this platform.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yep, into the podcast studio. They actually are in high school now,
Wow.
and they message me all the time. So I want to bring them, you know, I'll fly them up
Yeah, yeah.
and, you know, have them be on the podcast and talk about their journey and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
that's really
yeah,
cool.
Giving
Yeah.
back, you know, that's for me, that's what it's all about, you know, because
Yeah.
like I said, I want to be able to use my platform for hopefully some good.
Yeah,
know.
and you will. You're definitely that kind of guy too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Dude,
I appreciate that.
Forrest Griffin, I remember hearing him say this years ago. I think this was before I was in the UFC. There was some interview and he was talking about like advice he could give fighters, and one of the things was, if you make it to the UFC, be aware that it doesn't last forever. Take that time to actually build your brand, right? And let people know like kind of what you stand for and what else you're trying to do and what else you're trying to accomplish. So I think for me, this seems like a step in the right direction for you. So I love it.
I appreciate that. And speaking of Forrest, actually, Forrest and I are actually working together right now. Not without giving too much because it's not set in stone yet, but we're working together right now to hopefully form a youth program, and with my ideas and the UFC's ideas, and hopefully work together with the UFC to, you know, bring a lot of the youths in and, you know, just build them up and show them different opportunities. Because the way I see it is this: I was a child in Jamaica that only knew of the jungle, the woods. I lived in the woods. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything else. When I came to America, I was like, holy shit, there's so many opportunities. I can really be, I was like, this is the greatest country in the world. You can literally be whatever you want to be,
Yeah.
you know, to a degree.
Yeah.
And so I would love to be able to use my platform to teach these kids that, listen, outside of your neighborhood, there's a whole world out there,
Yeah.
but they don't know it until they see it. So that's why I want to bring them here to Las Vegas, to the UFC Performance Institute, and show them different avenues of career paths, like, you know, having them maybe do a one-on-one session with the nutritionist, and the nutritionist explains what they do. Strength and conditioning coach explain what they do. A PT,
yeah.
physical therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because they have no idea all the things that, you know. When I was growing up, the only thing I thought I could do was become a professional athlete.
Yep.
That's it. You know, I had no idea that I could be a motivational speaker or a judge or a lawyer or whatever.
Comedian.
A comedian. You're
I
right.
did some stand up. I remember.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. But I think introducing all these different avenues to
Right.
these kids is going to be so good for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that'll be huge. That's something big from my hometown that I think back to a lot is like there's not a lot of opportunity where I'm from. It's on Ontario, Oregon, where there's like 10,000 people. A little more than that, roughly 10,000. But anyways, like it really limits like your scope of possibilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially growing up there. So That's kind of the same thing along those lines. I want to do is like I'd love to be able to inspire and show people like what dreaming can do and what taking risks can actually do and towards betterment for yourself and like your families.
And I think I think you could do that because you are such a good role model. You know what I'm saying? You're a really good role model. Like I watched your Instagram when you went home and did the wrestling camp and stuff like that. And you're really good at speaking to youths, and not just youth, but anyone in general. You know what I'm saying? You're really good at advice and things like that. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about your childhood background a little bit, like, you know.
Oh man.
Like you don't got to get really in depth like that. I just mean like, you know, because I know a lot. I know a little bit about where you came from and stuff like that, but I don't really know you know, just like the small intricates and stuff like that.
Right. Man, that's a loaded one.
Yeah, make it short and sweet. You put it short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Like I was saying, I grew up in Ontario, Oregon, which it's a small town right outside of Idaho. Might as well be part of Idaho.
Yeah. What's in Idaho?
Potatoes and a bunch of great, nice people. That's about it. I love it, dude. Even going back home, it feels good. It's refreshing. I mean, I love Vegas. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm probably gonna be here forever.
It always feels good to come back to Vegas.
Yeah, it always feels good to come back. But going back home, it's kind of just a reminder of all those things of where I've come from, and that was like, man, we moved around. It's funny. I was driving Chino around Ontario, and we'd moved in that same little town probably 14, 15 times or something like that.
And take into consideration, this town is so small that you can get from one end to the other in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
that's how small it is.
It's not that big.
Wow.
And he was just showing me all these houses. We lived here, and we lived here, and we lived, and I was like, you could walk to this house. Like, why did you guys move?
Yeah, I don't know. We just moved around a lot, and growing up in the school there, like we had a lot of like some gang stuff. There was some drug stuff. I mean, I think our city got voted per capita the most dangerous city in Oregon, but that's just a bunch of criminals. Like, no, there's nothing to do over there. Yeah, that's just what happens. Yeah. So, growing up there, eventually come high school, I think I finally found something that I really loved, and that was wrestling. I got lucky, which I don't even know why I loved it, because I started out as a freshman and lost every match. I was 0-12 and tore a ligament in my elbow, and I was done for the year. I was like, this sport sucks.
Yeah, but you also became a state champ, right?
Yeah. I ended up turning it around. I came back, and then still didn't get a win sophomore year until like more than halfway through. I was like, finally, I'm like, wow, winning is way better than losing, dude. And then I got addicted to it, and just really dedicated my like mindset and everything to growth and getting better there. Mm-hmm. And I think for me that's where the martial arts journey kind of started, and it bled into literally everything I do now. So shout out to my math teacher and wrestling coach from way back then. Unfortunately, he passed away, so I dedicated my first pro fight, because it was right before there. I dedicated my first pro fight to him. It was a big deal, but I definitely, without a doubt, I wouldn't be where I'm at now without wrestling. And I think that it saved me from a life of limitations in Ontario. So.
Yeah, and a lot of it too, it's like wrestling, it's you versus you. What you put in is what you're gonna get back. It's not like, so I played football, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, if we lost the game, I could blame the quarterback, I could blame the defensive back, I could blame whoever. Right. But when in wrestling, it's like, all right, that's on me. That 100%. Is 100% on me. And you know, going back to your coach, that's super dope. You know, like when all it takes is one person to believe in you. That's it. Mm-hmm. You know, that's really it. And I think that's amazing, man. So I appreciate that. So Shino, you were a Navy brat, or not Navy, but military brat,
Air Force, yep.
Air Force. Oh, so you went to school on base and stuff like that?
Yeah, I did. And it's funny because I moved around a lot but this is why I was like, why did you move so much from like this house to this, like literally the house next door? Because when I would move, it would be a big move, right? It's like we're moving to different countries, or, you know, a different base or whatever. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, I moved around a lot too. I was an Air Force brat. And then when we were stationed in England, I was like 6 or 7 years old. I started Japanese jiu-jitsu, which is like a...
What's the difference?
It's like a karate jiu-jitsu hybrid, I would say. Okay. Like, we did some katas, but we also learned how to do an armbar. Yeah. So that was like how I first learned how to do that stuff. Really? And then when we got stationed in Japan again, is when we found Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And then off base, we found Muay Thai and judo. And I was doing everything separately. And then competing in everything separately. And then we kind of discovered MMA. We saw like we discovered UFC. So we were
Yeah.
kind of later in the UFC kind of era, you know, and then I
So-
was like, well, hey, I do all of this just separately, you know, and then so that's kind of how
Yeah.
how I got into like MMA. And
Yeah,
stuff
keep in
too.
mind she's been pro since she was 16.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
have been,
dope.
yeah.
Ain't
That's
that crazy?
amazing. That is
Yeah.
super. She, look out! Hey, don't let her size fool you. Don't let her size fool you, man. Shino will get off in your ass. She's like 4'9" and 100 pounds, but she will get off in
No,
your
whatever.
ass.
I ain't that small.
Yeah, dude. There was one of those European cats from I think Tajikistan that were at the gym recently. And they were working with her, and he came over to me. He's like, "Your girlfriend." He's like, "Oh," like he was just so impressed, and I was like,
Hey,
yeah, she gets after it."
Right, I was sparring her, and she was just like, and I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
oh my goodness. I was like, oh my goodness. She was like little Tasmanian devil,
Yeah,
just
nightmare.
I'm like,
And some of the trickiest little jiu-jitsu makes me so mad.
Right. Oh
I'm
my.
like, don't make me be strong. Don't make me do it.
Thanks.
Right. So were you born in Japan?
Yes, so I was born in Japan, and then when I was about 5 is when we got stationed in England, and then when I was about 12 or 13 is when we got stationed back in Japan, but in a different base. So I was born in Japan up north, kind of by the base, it's called Misawa Air Force Base, and then when we moved back to Japan, we moved to a base in Tokyo called Yokota Air Force Base.
dope.
Yeah, so I did most of my like actual MMA in Tokyo, and then I would fight. And the only reason I went pro so young was because they didn't have, at the time, women's MMA was so small.
amateur?
Yeah, there was just no amateurs, so I kind of
Yeah, if
didn't
I-
have a choice.
If I didn't know you, I would have never. Let me say this again. Never. I would have never guessed you were a fighter because you're so like you're super nice. You're one of the nicest
you.
person and so sweet, so meek. You know what I'm saying? But man, she would get off in your
I was
ass.
gonna say, it's because she gets it all out of the way in the gym and stuff. Otherwise, I can imagine what she'd be being like without it.
It's so funny because when she said like, you know, she did Japanese jiu-jitsu in my head, when I think of Japanese jiu-jitsu, I think it's just regular jiu-jitsu, but they're speaking Japanese.
Yeah, I've actually never seen it anywhere else except that area.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of interesting to think back on because we did, like I said, we did katas and stuff, but we also learned how to actually like grapple with each other and stuff too. So that's the best way I could describe it. It's like a karate, jiu-jitsu, BJJ mix. You know.
Ooh,
But,
I like that.
Yeah, but.
That sounds cool.
It does sound cool, man. I wanna do some kata.
I mean,
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was first getting into martial arts and everything, the only thing in Ontario was like this dude who taught Shotokan over in the town next to us, which is like
Yeah.
5 minutes away. And yeah, so we went over there, and the katas are, you know what a kata is?
No, I have
Well,
no idea.
yeah. So like for Shotokan katas, it's like memorizing some of these like little movements, going back and forth, like almost like a slowed down shadow boxing
yeah.
in a sense, but you're
they're like,
very solid.
And they're like telling you your cues.
Yeah.
Well, when you're practicing them anyway. I
Yeah.
don't know about like in a show or whatever,
Yeah.
but like they're telling you, okay, like 2 is this punch and then this punch and it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
like it's not aggressive enough.
No, it's not. You don't want to do a kata. You don't
Well, I
wanna do a
mean,
kata.
all Japanese people aren't aggressive. You know, you guys are
Yeah.
like the nicest people on the
This is
planet.
true.
You know, I'm like
true.
kata.
We're
I'm
the
like
Canada of Asia.
yeah, the Canada of Asia.
That's funny.
I'm like, does kata mean like karate?
I have no clue. dude.
Oh, actually, I don't know.
You don't even know.
I don't even know.
How do you not know?
I do
You got-
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I want to hear your opinion on because this is a huge. I've been going through like a huge debate right now with Islam and Oliveira.
Uh-huh.
And
Agree,
I
you
want
like it.
there's been a huge man. I can't tell you how many debates I've been getting into with this conversation. Islam and Oliveira. So I want to hear your opinion on that fight.
Bro, I love that fight. I think it's gangster.
Oh, it's amazing. I
think
can't wait.
I think Oliveira is something different. I think he's super special in terms of he's probably the best actual fighter, right? Like he's the first person that like he'll jump into some adversity and then overcome that probably better than most, right? We haven't seen Islam deal with any real adversity yet, right? I don't think on the ground he's going to be able to control him the way that he thinks he will. I think he'll be able to stifle a little bit of stuff. But I think early on, Oliveira is going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I think on the feet he's gonna be lighting him up, or at least trying to. Islam's gonna put the pressure on him, try to break it. He's gonna get in there, take him down. He's gonna be defending on the ground the entire first 2 rounds if it makes it past that. If he doesn't get caught with something, and then man, he might get overwhelmed by that. Want to hang out on the feet where it's knees, elbows, and 10 ways to Sunday that Oliveira can win. So
That's a great breakdown. That's a good breakdown. That's actually like a really good breakdown.
And then after that, I don't like to say anything.
That's a really good breakdown, dude. You might as well hit up the UFC for a job, bro.
Yeah, dude, I might have to.
You know,
Hey,
fun fact,
Paul
he
Felder.
actually wants to commentate.
Yeah.
He wants to commentate.
He wants to do the commentary.
Yeah, I would love to. Maybe one of these days I get lucky enough to be able to go like audition or try out for it.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Even while we're sitting there watching the fights, I'm like, I think I see. Oh, he's looking for this. He's looking for this. He's looking for that. He's got to defend against this. Like, I like to break that stuff down. I love it, man.
Yeah,
dude.
and you hear it too.
I hear it all the
can't
time.
shut up.
I know.
It's my favorite.
I hear it all the time, you know. So,
What do you think about that fight?
man, honestly, personally, I think people are gonna be like, oh, that's the.
Don't say it.
I think Islam is he's got the sickest wrestling. I'm just speaking from a wrestler, so I'm a little bit biased. I'm a little bit biased. You know what I mean? My background is wrestling, but honestly, I feel that if the fight stays on the ground, Islam will take it. If it is on the feet, then Oliveira, because Oliveira's striking is sick.
Oh,
Yo,
dirty.
he's so nasty. Oliveira is so dirty with the hands. He's so dirty with the hands. Now, the question is this: is Oliveira going to be able to create enough space to use his submissions? That's the question, because Islam he covers space really well.
Smothers people.
He smothers people. So if he can create enough space, it's possible.
Right.
I just don't, you know what I mean? Personally, I think Islam is on the ground. He's gonna take it on the ground.
Interesting.
I think he takes it on the ground. I think on the feet, Oliveira bangs him on the feet,
I can
hands
see
down.
That. I can see that. Yeah.
You know, there's I just read this stat. It's like it's the craziest stat that I've heard for somebody in the UFC. Islam has the least absorbed strikes per minute of any fighter, and it's less than it's like 0.8 or something like that. He gets hit less than 1 time a minute. That's
insane.
absurd. That's crazy.
Yo, that's insane, man. These records are being broken.
Yeah.
Speaking of records being broken, let's talk about this 17-year-old Raul Rosas that just got signed to the UFC.
Wild.
That we actually trained with for a little bit at Syndicate. You guys trained with him longer than I did, because I was only there for a little while.
Right.
But tell me about your opinion on that.
I think
his
it's
future.
Cool. His future.
Well, either way, whatever. I don't care. Whatever.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So as someone who started very young, I feel like as long as he doesn't get burnt out, he is gonna freaking skyrocket.
I agree.
I think that
100%.
I don't know how their dynamic is at home. I don't know how much his dad, I guess, makes him train. I don't know how much of it is him wanting to go to training and stuff like that, but as long as he just keeps that fire and that will to train, I feel like he's a perfect example of talent meets hard work, and I don't know, all I see is bright gold future for him.
I
A
agree.
bright gold future for him.
I agree. He's
He's good
different.
everywhere.
Yeah, and he started. Check this out. He had maybe 190. I don't even know. Maybe 2,000 followers. I looked the other day. He's at 140,000
Yeah.
followers. I was like, what?
I look-
I look too.
Yo,
I got curious.
he's going pew.
And that's the thing. That's one thing. I'm he's so young,
he's so-
and they always talk about those child celebrities.
Yo,
type
he
of
about to
thing,
get-
and he's about to be there,
Yeah.
So
and he's still in
that's
high
the
school
only-
too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
yo,
I was actually wondering about that. He does go to school. He's
Yeah.
not dropped out or anything, or not that he. But
Or his
he's
dad
I
pulled
think
him out or
I
anything.
don't.
Yeah.
You know
I,
what?
don't know, I feel like we've seen him on a regular basis when
at the
people
gym.
should be in school.
Yeah. And
What are
I
you
don't, but I don't know if that's because of the COVID era where
Yeah.
they could do school at home and come to training whenever, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or if
for sure.
if
And
he's out of school and just
I agree with you, Shino. I think his future is so bright. You know what I mean? He has everything laid out. And the hard part now, so I didn't have this. He has, the thing that I love is that he has, his dad is his coach. And he has that in his corner and his brother. You know what I'm saying? So he has the whole family, that's the whole family, his mom, the stability. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, if I had gotten a contract at 17, man, getting 10 grand at 17, and then he fights for 10 and 10, wins, makes 20 grand, ups his contract, goes to eventually at 19 fighting for 40 and 40, whatever the case may be. Man, for me at 17 at the time where I didn't have that foundation, man, it would have been the death of me.
at 17, let's see, I was fighting for like 5 and 5, like $500.
Dang.
Maybe if that, you know.
Hey, but he's about to get so much ass.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's a young fighter. I get it.
It's gonna be like, what, you know, he's gonna go from like, you know, maybe like getting like a peck on the cheek to like DMs just slide. You know, he's about to have like 50-year-olds sliding in his DMs like, yo, what up?
It's so crazy. How wild is that?
It's
but
so
I do
wild.
think that the hardest part for him is going to be keeping his head on straight with all those followers out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's always,
see it.
that's always the hard part.
He's feeling himself 100%.
Oh,
he
for
was
sure.
all about it. He was discrediting anything Homeboy was trying to do to him, which I get.
Oh,
but
yeah, I get that
but
too.
he's feeling himself. So like,
how could you not though?
Yeah, I
at
know,
17,
right?
you remember?
So,
Man, but you're different though. I was. Man, Vince was playing with Rubik's cubes and shit
That's
when he was
true.
17. Like when I was 17.
We make him sound like such a dork.
Well, he is though. If you think about it, Vince is kind of a dork. You know?
I still love my video games.
He
and everything.
does.
He is
I'm
a
all
nerd.
about it.
His Rubik's cubes, this kid can solve every Rubik's cube known to
Not
man.
every.
Oh,
Not
wait,
every,
have
bro.
you
That
seen
stuff gets
his shelf in the office yet? Yeah, you remember all his Rubik's cubes that he has,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we have a shelf now in the office where it's all laid out and it's all these different Rubik's cubes, different shapes, different sizes, different like levels,
Super nerdy.
all just out on
Yeah,
display.
you were definitely a nerd.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I found my woman, dude. 'Cause
You were definitely a nerd for sure.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you probably didn't lose your virginity until like you were like 25.
I don't want to talk about this right now.
I feel like you and Travis would get along really well.
You what, mate? You what?
Vince and
You'd
Travis.
be surprised.
Vince and Travis would get along real. They could nerd out. I bet you guys both like Star Wars and Star Trek, and you guys could nerd out about
Do like Star Trek, hate solving puzzles, so.
I love puzzles.
yeah.
Unless it's video game puzzles like Portal or something, you
Yeah,
know?
that's
but
solid.
yeah.
That's
I
solid.
like puzzles.
Me too. I actually do like
Yeah.
puzzles. I just don't have the patience.
You know
for
what it
puzzles.
is?
I can see that
Jujitsu.
with
It's the jujitsu in us.
Yeah.
Jujitsu's a puzzle.
Right, but
Fighting itself is
I
like
could
a
do
puzzle.
jujitsu all day, but puzzles like
Yeah.
my attention span only lasts like maybe 5 minutes with a puzzle, and I'm like, I'm done. I give up.
Yeah, I believe it.
You won.
I believe it too.
Why y'all believe it so easy?
Because
man, we
okay, if
just
you
know
guys
you,
don't
dog.
know this, if you guys don't know
It's
this about
insulting.
Ode, he is just his mind is everywhere.
It is.
everywhere.
It is. I have it's a problem.
It-
honestly.
a little bit.
Like it is. I have so much especially right now. I have so much to do, and I'm just like, all right, okay, I gotta start like formulating my tasks. And I actually, for the first time ever, started writing everything down. Because I'm just like, all right, I'm too overwhelmed right now. I have so much.
That's good. That's probably good for you to write
It
everything
is.
down.
It's so good. I didn't know how good it was
Yeah.
until I started doing it. I was like, whoa, this is like
Yeah.
a whole new thing.
Yeah.
And
So all my Ode moments are because of that. Because your mind is everywhere. So I'm always like, oh, freaking Ode.
yeah, that's like Shino saying, oh, Ode.
Oh, Ode, yeah. I feel like you've left the house without your shoes before. Oh, damn, I can't leave without these.
Yeah, or your
I know, I've
sock,
seen
like
it.
one sock or something, and I'm like, it's like the UFC one with the red.
Yep.
So Vince hasn't gotten it yet, and I'm like, this is definitely Ode's.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. Every day I leave the house, I ride a motorcycle. Every day I leave the house, and I'm not making this up. I get on my motorcycle, and I'm like, damn, I gotta go back in the house and get my helmet.
But I will say, Vince does the same thing, kind of. He's either on time and forgets something, or he's late but has everything.
That's me.
100%.
Yeah.
That's
Life,
me.
dude.
Yeah.
That's me in that way. But Vince is like so patient. Where I'm just like, how it blows my mind. It blows my mind. His patience
think?
sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, he's super. Dude, anyone that could sit there and solve a Rubik's Cube is patience. Has the most
true.
utmost patience
That's true.
ever.
Yeah.
I think I'm just super determined. I wouldn't say it's very patient. I get very frustrated.
I don't know.
Odie, when do you hope to fight again, dude? Tell me.
Me?
Yeah.
I hope to fight December. Hopefully,
Yeah,
if I can
December.
fight December
Yeah.
17th, that's the card I really want to be on. Is the 17th card, because honestly, I do love fighting in front of fans. And I do love traveling.
Yep.
But it's so easy here when it's at the Apex. I can make weight at the PI. I can have my coaches here. I don't have to fly anywhere.
Yep.
Or at the T-Mobile. You know what I'm saying?
T-Mobile,
I just
sign me
love
up.
fighting here in Vegas. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it because everything is at my disposal
Right.
here when I'm in Vegas. When I'm flying and I'm cutting weight, I'm on the plane like, I can't wait for this bitch to land. Oh my goodness.
Just over everything.
I'm over everything when I'm cutting weight. But when it's here in Vegas, I'm just like, oh yeah, everything is right here.
Have you fought overseas yet?
No, I have
No?
not fought
No.
overseas. I hope I never have to fight overseas, honestly.
My first
That was
fight in the
interesting.
UFC was UFC Beijing. Bruh. I was on like a 2-week notice. I fought Song, actually.
Yadong.
Yeah, Song Yadong, dude. Yeah, we hopped on a plane, and man, it was crazy just to be sitting in there for 15 hours thinking, what am I doing? I'm really going over here to fight this man? And it's in front of his friends? In front of his friends?
Yo, but imagine having a last name like Yadong.
Nah, I don't want to
Like-
think about it. Dude, do you remember
Hey.
Cody Stammen's shirt after he lost that split decision to him?
No.
He said, Stammen beat Yadong. And bro.
Hey, thank God Yadong went to school not in America. Can you imagine being in America and your last name is Yadong? Can you just imagine that?
Y'all getting beat up a lot.
Oh, just the jokes like, yeah, man, I'll beat your dong.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
That poor guy. He's a nice guy though, super nice guy.
he is. He really is.
Yeah.
He is.
After
he
the
is.
fight, met him and his wife and stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, she's having my baby." I'm like, "Oh my God, you're so cool. I hate you because you beat me, but whatever."
He's super. No,
He
he's.
says hi to you every time too.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a few pictures. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, and that's the thing that most people don't understand about the fighting community. At the end of the day, when you just fought somebody, it's like you just did the worst thing you can possibly do to a human being. So you have the utmost respect for them. You know what I mean? It's like that every time, unless you have your John Jones, Daniel Cormier, and you know what I mean, your Covington, Usman,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean, who really can't
There's always
stand.
exceptions.
Have you ever
Yeah.
had drama with one of your opponents after? a fight?
Never,
No?
never.
Or
As a
before?
matter of fact, my last fight against Tyson Nam, I sat at the table with him literally
Yeah.
for dinner after
Yeah.
my fight. We were all eating dinner together
Yeah, we
or
all drank
drinking
too
or
much,
whatever.
yeah.
But like that's just me. That's my personality.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
at the end of the day, we're all striving for the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's just business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
100%.
and I wish more fighters would get that.
Well, it's
You know,
interesting, right? Like some fighters have to kind of make it personal in order for them to feel like that's how the best way they can perform.
And I've never understood that.
Yeah,
Where does that
have
come?
that
I don't.
either.
Yeah.
I don't understand where that comes from.
I feel like I get it like in the cage. Like, all right, we're not
Yeah.
friends right now. We're
Yeah,
not.
no,
we're,
in the cage, you're getting
yeah,
hurt.
Yeah, like once they close the door, I'm like, okay, you're getting your ass beat right now. But like,
Yeah, she is.
I love when Shino's like that. 'Cause I never see that side of Shino ever. But I love when she's like that. I'm like, oh, tell me more.
but then I feel like it's weird though. I don't know, before a fight when there's like leading up to it, there's like beef or drama or like shit talk, like weird shit talk that's not even like, oh I believe I can beat her, or like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kick her ass, whatever. But it's like getting personal, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
I never got that. I was
Yeah.
like,
I think that's more so on the unprofessional side for the
yeah,
most part.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I've never understood that. I think, like you said, I think a lot of people have to hate their opponent in order to fight.
Yeah.
Where I can compartmentalize, you can compartmentalize, you can compartmentalize. I can't even say compartmentalize right now,
Yeah,
but
close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I could compartmentalize to, okay, it's fight day. It's time to get to work. We shook hands yesterday. We can be friends. Whatever the case may be. Travis, what was that little noise?
I have no idea, but it did come through my computer. Yeah.
See how the squirrel brain, that's the squirrel brain.
Yeah.
It just, I already
See?
forgot what I was
Yeah.
talking about. I already forgot.
That's a
We
great
witnessed.
example.
But I can compartmentalize to, we fight and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We can shake hands,
after
go
and
have a
everything.
beer.
I don't think I've never not shaken hands with my opponent.
Right.
Afterwards.
I haven't either.
Yeah, and I've even said after my last fight, I've made a joke several times. I was like, somebody's getting knocked out in that fight. Me and Tyson, I was like, we both come forward and we bang.
Throw heaters, dog.
We throw heaters. I was
Oh
like,
my God,
somebody
you
getting
both.
knocked out in that fight. I was like, and you know, the fans, you know, they get all in their feelings like, oh, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that. I'm like, dude, you can.
right.
It's one or the other. Do you want an exciting fighter or not?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you either want an exciting fighter or you don't. You can't have two. You
Yeah.
can't have an exciting fighter that does exciting shit, but get mad when
Doesn't take risks.
you do like a flying knee and it doesn't work, because at the same time I've landed that flying knee so many times. I've cracked people's skulls.
Well, and then
know?
you land it and you're a superstar.
Yeah, you land it
Yeah.
near. That's why. Oh my gosh, that's why fans just annoy me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh
That's
gosh.
Like, sometimes, unfortunately, like the fair weather ones can be very loud. Is what the
Yes.
issue is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks that it
Unfortunately.
comes with the game, right? Like,
Yeah. Have you ever had to deal with fans? I feel like everybody loves you. I just
Not bad fans, dude. People love her too much, dude.
I know.
I see her Twitter mentions going crazy. I'm like, hey,
I'm like,
who's-
yo, everybody loves you. Can't. Everybody loves Shino. Like everyone loves you. I'm like, I'm lovable. Why can't you guys love me like that?
No, I just don't think I've been on a platform as big as your guys' is.
I mean,
where
Invicta
I
is still pretty
can-
big.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not UFC big, and
Yeah.
I think that I don't have, and a lot of the fan base that watches Invicta, because it's an all-women show, are males, you know, and males just kind of want
Why
to
is that? That's kind of weird.
Oh,
Why is that?
Oh my gosh, like women's MMA fans that are males are the weirdest fans.
like the hardcore ones.
Please give me. I need details.
Because I'll be like sitting around and I'll just get like a video chat request on my Instagram.
No.
Just from random people.
Yeah.
And like, and then did you hear about like Tracy Cortez was doing a live, and she does requests sometimes, and she opened one of the requests and it was someone's.
Oh, they're
Dang,
your
dude.
dong. You're
Yeah.
your dong.
It was the dong. It was the dong.
Yeah, like, and she was like, "Oh shit," like, "Oh my gosh," and then like her live got taken down, and then I can't even imagine like someone like Paige
Ugh.
Van Zant's DMs.
Oh
and,
my
like-
goodness, her DM's popping
Yeah,
up. But she
like-
also has like an OnlyFans, and her
Well, yeah,
her
but
husband
I mean,
records
if
it.
I'm getting weird messages and
Yeah.
requests and stuff like that, then I can't even imagine someone like those
Oh
two.
man, I bet it's
you
just
know?
like filled with. I bet Paige Van Zant's DM is just filled with your dongs, just nonstop.
Probably.
Nothing but your dongs. It's
Yeah.
like-
So like,
100%.
I feel like
feel like-
female MMA fans are the weirdest MMA fans.
Like
Yes.
to a certain extent, right? Like I don't want to generalize
like
and put them
they're-
all in there.
No, yeah,
I
you're
feel like
right,
I know.
you're
I feel like I
right.
know
Sorry,
some good guys
Yeah,
that are
no,
like, no, I
definitely.
love women's MMA.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Everybody
true,
likes a
that's
good
true.
cat
I
fight.
But,
honestly
like-
love women watching female fighting because there's no touching gloves. There's no
They're mean.
Not
there's no
usually.
feel out process. There's zero feel out process
Yeah.
in women's MMA. They just get after it right away. They're like, fuck that, and start getting in
yeah.
their asses right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone loves a good cat fight, dude. I get it.
You know what's the scariest?
What's that?
Fighting a mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because they go in there like you're about to hurt their child or something.
Ah.
Something is different. Like fighting a mom, I feel like is always a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That
I've
makes
never
sense.
thought about that. I've never thought about that. See, things that men don't have to worry about. Men don't have to worry about much actually, because our brain and stuff. It's we got little
wired
brains.
different.
Yeah, we don't think about anything. You know what I'm saying? We got sex, food, and sleep. That's it. That's literally our brains. And well,
get that,
since you're in the
yeah.
UFC, since we
Business.
fighting.
fighting,
So now
yeah,
we got to
yeah,
add
yeah.
that. So it's like an overstimulating brain now because
yeah.
we got fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the weirdest message that you've ever had?
I don't know.
You gotta
I've
say
got-
names, but just-
Yeah, no, I mean, probably stuff like, well, not a message, but after one of my fights, someone asked if they could have my fight shorts.
Oh,
That was kind of weird. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It's like
Other than that, like, I don't know, for like feet pics or whatever, stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that, like, you know.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like I woke up one day and foot fetishes just became a thing out of nowhere. Like what?
So scientifically,
Oh, here we go. I love. This is why I love Vince. This is why I love the nerd shit. I love it. This is why I love Vince. All right, let's hear this.
I was reading I think I was reading an article. Somebody who runs a podcast was talking about like the human brain and why there are fetishes like foot fetishes that exist and stuff. And they say there's a part in your brain that like recognizes genitalia, and right next to that is feet.
Really?
Yeah. So they speculate that some of the wires are touching in those two areas, right? So they're associating feet with like genitalia.
Really?
Weird,
Yeah.
right? I hate feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
That's what makes sense. It makes sense to me. I don't know how like. I don't know. I'm not the scientist that ran the experiment or anything. But like, I read that and I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go tell everybody.
because I feel like, yeah, but okay, you know what? It could just be a thing that's been going on for a long time. But I feel like as of late, it's been this huge thing that I feel like I woke up one day and it was just like, boom, like foot fetish, boom. And I'm like, where did this come from?
You know, there's a wiki feet.
What?
There's a wiki feet where they rate your feet.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
you're lying.
No.
Weren't you on there?
I was on.
I know.
I think somebody
Wait,
said
I gotta know. What was your feet rated?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
It better
either.
be good though. 'Cause I have cute little feet.
You hear that, guys? Shino
Cute little
VanHoose.
feet.
$500 each foot.
Y'all hear that, right? Shino has cute little feet.
I
So
do.
for all you guys
I
out
do.
there with foot fetish, damn.
No, don't DM me, please.
It's been so.
But yeah, no, someone sent it to me on Facebook, I think. Like, oh, did you know that this was out there? And it was, yeah, we were like,
Yeah, we were laughing
I was
about
like,
it.
The rating
look.
is 3.8
That's
See?
it?
Oh, you guys. Wait. Hold on.
like
Out of what?
Out of 2.
out of 5.
Oh, that's not.
That's
Out of. At least it's
kinda
not out of
bad.
10 though.
I was expecting a 4 or something.
That's like a 7.6.
It's like right next to 4. Might as well, let's just round it up. Your feet are 4.
Yeah.
No, I'm still
Feet are
butthurt. I feel
That's
like
why I
my
love
feet,
Travis. He's honest.
I know. I feel like
yeah.
they're better than that.
But how do they know? Were they painted?
No, so I think they had fight pictures of like, and then okay.
So you know how you get them to a forest. You go home and you get a pedicure, and you just post
I get a
the.
Just got
pedicure every
one done.
month.
Yeah, you post a picture of you sitting in a chair and have your feet out, and I think that'll do it.
In
Hashtag
heels.
WikiFeet.
Hashtag WikiFeet. I think it'll bring your ratings up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Care about
Okay.
it. Or if somebody like, well, charge them at least.
Yeah, I think we should start charging.
I think so too. I think we should.
It was funny. A while back, me and JoJo took a picture at the gym or something, and somebody she sent me it. Somebody put a picture of her feet on like their foot fetish, like
Yeah, of whose
Instagram
feet?
or something of JoJo's, but mine are right next to it. My toes pointing different directions and stuff like that.
No, wait, Vince,
Okay.
tell him about what happened with Zach, the
dude,
wrestling
dude,
coach.
we were doing so. You know, I got like a couple toes that look. You guys all make fun of them.
Yeah.
yeah. Got me real self-conscious. I used to think I had good feet until recently, until Ode started talking about foot fetishes, and then, anyways, Zach was demonstrating a double leg or something and dropping to the knee, and he dropped his knee directly on my foot, and I'm like, and brought tears to my eyes. I was like, oh my God, that was bad. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. And then I looked down at it. I'm like, oh, look what you did. He looked at him. He's all, they were definitely like that. That was rude.
But it's just so weird. So
It's odd.
My thing is this: why? Okay, I'm gonna ask Vince because you're the
might know.
nerd. You're the nerd. Why don't women have foot fetishes? Why is it just a male thing?
Whoa, that's a good question.
See, why
I
don't
bet there's
women's?
weird
Why don't
girls
you?
out there though?
But why don't your wires touch?
Yeah.
Why is it only us?
Yeah, I don't like feet.
Yeah.
Most
no.
I've never.
That's a great question. I'm
Right, I've never met a woman, and y'all, for all the
Never
women
met a
that are watching, if you have a foot fetish, just
Holla at your
comment
boy.
on it.
Yeah.
No,
Comment the foot emoji.
comment the foot emoji, yeah, because I need to know this. Like, dude,
Yeah,
is
we're
there
trying
a
to take a
female out
tally.
there with
Yeah.
a foot? I don't think it's possible. I don't think I've ever seen
I
one.
don't
No,
I've
I
never
bet
seen it
there
either.
is.
It's gotta
I
be,
bet
dude.
there
People out there
is.
sucking toes and doing all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah,
There's gotta
I
be,
bet
dog.
there is. But then again, boys don't have like as cute feet as girls do.
I find that offensive.
I don't think feet are cute in general. Men,
That's true.
women,
That's true.
feet are just weird
I
to
think that
me.
if you do a combat sport where you have your bare feet on mats and stuff, you should definitely getting a pedicure should be a part of the job.
I don't
That's a
do
good
that
point.
enough.
We should go get one.
I don't do that enough. I have like, a gun fetish. I like guns, like
Okay,
shooting.
okay.
I don't like have like, you know what I mean? I don't love guns, but I like to go out shooting guns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's about it.
None of those
Yeah.
weird obsessions.
No, nothing. Speaking of guns, there's an interesting video that you showed me the other day about the granny audition.
Yeah.
Oh, that
that's so
video
hilarious.
kills me.
I sent that to everybody. I was dying. I was dying.
I've also sent that video to everybody. And for those of you that haven't seen this video, you know what? Let's check it out. Travis, why don't you cue that video?
Great. And the last one is, I came here to do 2 things. Hand out hard candy and blow some motherfucking dicks off. And I'm all out of hard candy.
I came here for 2 things. To suck some hard candy and suck some dicks. What was the line? I came here to do 2 things, and what are they?
Hand out hard candy.
Oh, hand out hard candy.
And blow some fucking dicks
off.
And blow some motherfucking dicks off. Cocksucker.
Great. And the last one is,
Gave him a trigger warning for language or something. Oh man, that's hilarious though. That's about
I don't know why, but that video kills
That's
me.
funny.
That video kills me.
It was her sound effect of the gun.
Oh my God.
I don't know what it is.
I have heard that females can't make machine gun noises.
They
You heard about
cannot?
that? Yeah.
Chino, do it. Can you make a
Do it.
machine?
I don't even know
What does a machine
Machine
gun
gun.
sound like? Do it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
What?
No, you can do better than that. Come on.
No.
Come on.
I think I was the best we're gonna get.
Come on. I want to see one more. I want to see it.
I don't really know what they said.
Oh no. Yeah, that was solid.
Come on, Shino. Get your machine gun noise up.
Yeah. Yeah. So far, that is a very true rumor.
So far, dude.
So far, but I'm not very good at like sound effects though.
Yeah, there's that.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I try to make punching sound effects all the time and it doesn't work.
That's because females are more realistic. Like men are, we're
children.
Yeah,
Big
we're children. I'm a whole child.
Now we know.
I'm a whole child. Like I have like thoughts to myself, and myself that I have a thought to has another thought, and I'm just like
You're arguing.
Yeah, it's like 3 of me like having conversations with ourselves. Like, hey, me, what do we want for lunch today? And then me's like, ooh, let's go to the PI. And then other me is like, yeah, but the PI might have pizza again, and we don't want pizza. We want something out there. And it's just like back and forth, just about lunch.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. That's my brain. I feel like my brain is this, like, this person that is in his underwear and running on a treadmill, and that's how it keeps my brain going. You know what I mean? It's just in their underwear, just sprinting on the treadmill, and that treadmill is like wiring my brain.
That makes you did a great description of your own brain. I
That's-
feel like that makes sense.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. That's what it is.
Speaking of the PI, dude, I love your little PI lunch videos. I'm like, you know
Oh
what?
my
I
god,
need to
your
go get
daily
some
lunch
dude.
videos? I know. It gets me hungry.
Yo, I feel like they're so sick of me though. Like I come through every day and I'm
You're
just
all
like,
loud, you're all, what's up, guys?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I feel like they're so sick of me. I come to the PI, I'm just like, yo, what up, no? Ah, Wagwan. What you want for eat? What we want for eat?
I love it.
So
I love
funny,
it
your
too.
little
Like,
segment.
yeah, but that's like honestly though, I like that's me, and that's my life goal is just to make people happy and laugh.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's my life. My life goal is like I want to make people happy.
The way you record all like everything is me and Vince always talk about how we have to be so much better about it. And I'll go through my phases where I'm like pretty good at recording little like random stuff, but then I'll like drop off. But you are so
Consistent.
good at like just like
Hey, check it out. Look what's going on today.
Yeah, you're so good at that. And I don't know if it's because we're always together, so
That's
we kind
his
of we're just like, hey,
squirrel
look. But like, yeah, you're good at that. I always forget to record.
Honestly, it is my squirrel brain. Like my squirrel brain is like one thing to the next. I'm just like,
I gotta share
and
this.
right,
Yeah.
and I was an only child. Like I had nothing to do as a kid. So
Yeah.
it's like you imagine giving somebody that had nothing to do as a child a phone. A phone.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you know how much I can accomplish with a phone now?
Okay, can we tell the story
What?
of the weekend we got crazy drunk and how the next day we went through your phone and you had all these videos?
Documented the whole thing, and everything
my
started with a
gosh.
sound effect.
You know what?
Everything.
You know what?
Oh my
I'll
God.
just show them. I'll just show them. So let's take a look at that. All right. So yeah, that was the I don't even know. I
That
don't
was
even,
2 weekends ago, I think. right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. That was 2 weekends
UFC.
ago. Because you went to Life in Color this last weekend.
Life in color. Life is
Or
beautiful.
Life is
Sheena.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
So I went to a rave that was Life in Color.
Oh,
a while. Like, a
I've
while
been there.
back.
I've been to that.
Yeah.
I've been to that. Life in color. I've definitely been to that.
That one was fun too. When I was like 21,
Yeah. How old are you now?
27.
Okay,
Yeah.
6
Baby.
years. Yeah, still a
Still young.
baby.
Uh-huh.
Still a
I'm
baby.
getting there. The 30s is coming. Oh,
And Vince, how old are you?
I'll be 31, 11, 12.
no, babe.
32. Dang it.
Oh my goodness, you forgot your own age?
No, I'm just in denial. Yeah, I'll be 32.
Oh,
man.
man.
That's I feel like that's getting.
You know it's getting bad when you forget your own age.
Yeah, I didn't forget. It's just denial.
I forget my own age already. Sometimes I can't remember if I'm 26 or 28 and I'm 27. I think it's because I don't like being an odd number. I like being evens. 28 for some reason sounds way better than 27.
You don't like odd numbers?
No.
Yeah.
Is that
You
like
should
a-
see, dude. I can't even leave the volume at like 11. She's like, "Will you turn it up one or down one?"
Yeah.
It's all kinds of weird stuff.
That is weird. That's worse than the foot fetish thing.
It got better though. It got better though because remember when we first started dating, it was every 5. Like
Yeah,
it had
yeah.
to be either a 5, 10, 15, 20.
I can't
was
wear.
weird.
I can't wear mismatched socks, dude.
Yeah,
If I wear
I'm,
like
weird about
yeah.
some stuff like that.
Can't wear like a white and a gray or nothing. She's like, ah. And she'll
You
just
know what
step back
bothers
door
me
and
the
not let me leave.
most? You know what bothers me the most is when if he comes down and he's wearing not just like a blue and a red sock or something, but if it's like a light red and a dark red. I'm like, oh, that gives me like
You can see it in her
creepy
face. You see
crawlies
it in
in
her
my.
face.
It like gives me creepy crawlies in my stomach. I don't like that.
Oh my goodness, I am dead. I'm
What I deal
dead.
with. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows over here.
Yo, I feel bad. Honestly, I feel bad for women because they gotta deal with us
There's
and
that.
our nonsense. I'm just like, yo, y'all gotta deal with this shit. I don't even. You
Hey, best of
signed
luck.
up- yeah, right. Good luck to you. Oh man. Well, guys, let's wrap it up. You know, we got like 4 minutes left, and I don't know what else to talk about. Unless you guys want to share some light on some shit, which
The first thing that comes to mind is literally nothing.
right.
So no, dude, I love your whole setup. I love what you're doing here. I love that it's you trying to spread the type of message that you're trying to spread because that is who you are. And,
Yeah.
And congrats, dude. I
thank
love
you,
it.
man. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
hope that I hope that the kids don't watch these episodes. I'm gonna say like not
Yeah.
for kids
There you go.
on these
Good
ones,
move.
but
Okay.
I want them to hopefully watch the ones where I'm bringing other kids in
Right.
and talking about motivational stuff, and that will be in the future. And I'm gonna pick Travis's brain a lot on a lot of things which is the intro, which I need. I need to get an intro.
a dope one.
But I'm gonna pick Travis's brain a lot on everything I do. So
Yeah,
Travis,
Okay. Hey, good luck, Travis.
Shino, you got anything for us?
No. Same as Vince. I'm glad that you're doing this because I feel like we said it's so you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know that you'll be able to spread good messages with this. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate both of you for coming on the set. It's been a pleasure to have you, and I love you guys. And
brother.
that's all for today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Of
Yeah,
course.
thanks,
Thank you
brother.
for being on the set. And you are watching Gwaan Podcast. I'm your host, Ode Osbourne, and my guests, Vince Morales and Shino VanHoose. Out.
Cheers.